Hello Ride On people, get your motor running, let's ride.
So, we are just leaving Little Switzerland. It's Jerry. Switzerland Inn. Nice little overnight stay. Having travelled up the Blue Ridge. And now, we're about to ride the Diamondback, which I've never ridden before, and should be, you know, really nice ride hopefully.
I don't know if you can see him, but there's Mr. Brooks there in the early hours of the morning. He's been staying in the peasant quarters, whilst we've been staying in a nicer room. Look at that view. That is a 100-mile view, and there's the mist over the Blue Ridge Parkway. Stunning. And this is Switzerland Inn in Little Switzerland, North Carolina.
.226A, the Diamondback. Now this has a great little reputation, like say the Dragon at Deals Gap in North Carolina, and I try and play on it, I guess, to get some tourists up here. But we won't be going mad today. Got my wife on the back, and she rarely rides on the bike, and I don't want to scare the bejesus out of her. I want to encourage her to come out on the bike more often. This is already looking very, very twisty. Beautiful in actual fact. And a nice rolling second gear bends. Perfect radius. Not so keen on having the Armaco by the side of the road. That's never good if you fall off. It's like a cheese grater. So the big news is, yesterday, our good friend, riding buddy, and part of the Ride On crew, Paul, with his 2019 BMW R1250 GSA with just 3,000 miles on the clock, he had a wreck, and we're not sure the exact details at present, but the main thing is he's okay. Thankfully, he's had to have a few stitches, but we understand nothing is broken, just a few cuts and bruises. His bike, however, is quite a mess. leaking oil. There's scrapes all over the crash bars. It seems to have damage to both sides of the bike, and it's ripped the kind of screen off, and even the TFT clocks were left lying in the road. So quite a bit of damage. And as I say, the main thing is Paul is okay, and you can post your comments and your blessings to Paul below. I'm sure he'd appreciate reading those as he recovers. And of course his bike's going to be out of service for the next month or so, but you know, that's just metal and plastic, right? We all love our bikes, but not as much as we love our bodily organs. So the main thing is he's not broken anything. He's not going to have major problems in terms of operations and rehab and all the rest of it and stuff, thankfully. So we'll have to see when we catch up with him how he is and what happened, and we'll keep you posted a little bit on that. I'm not going to give you full details unless I do a full-on interview with Paul, but we'll let you know the general gist of it. And as I say, post your well wishes below, he'd appreciate that. So thank you for that. Getting back to this ride, the whole reason for coming to Little Switzerland was to get my wife back reintroduced into riding on the back of the bike, but also to ride this famous road, the Diamondback. We've never done it. We did intend to last year, and we got up here and it was like 16 degrees and 60-mile-per-hour winds, literally. It was just absolutely dire. It was scary just getting down the mountain using the more direct route. But this, my friends, is certainly worth a revisit. And I owe to have a 250 stroker on this. I guess the bikes that would really love this road would be Triumph's Street Triple and KTM's 790 Duke. They would just rip this apart. It's got some beautiful curves. Some of the bends are a little bit deceptive, so if you're intending on riding this road and you've only got kind of average experience or less, for want of a better tag, I would say very much take it easy, slow in, smooth, wide line in, tight out, and that will kind of help keep your sunny side up, hopefully. And obviously try and ride it when it's dry, if you can. When it's dry will be your friend, I think. Nobody wants to ride super twisty roads when it's pouring with rain and freezing cold. It's a lot less fun. Now if you follow the whole of 226A, it's a bit of a loop right back to Switzerland Inn, really, basically. So I think it's a scratcher's delight for those that want to stay you know, at the inn and kind of hack around this Diamondback road all day long to their heart's content, and then go back to the hotel for refreshments and an evening dinner and a bit of banter about it. I can see that makes sense. And we're on a weekday here. It's Tuesday morning. It's only 7:50, so traffic is very light. But I can imagine this being a lot lighter traffic-wise than somewhere like the Dragon. It's a little bit harder to get to, although I suspect the Asheville riders love to come up here at the weekend and enjoy the Blue Ridge Parkway along the way, and then enjoy this stunning road once they get here. Look at this switchback. Beautiful. Said it before in many of my videos, but we're so blessed to live in this part of the world, you know. It's well, we've got the roads of Georgia and Tennessee and North Carolina, particularly those three. There's just some incredible views. We're On the ride up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, we were getting elevation up to around 5,200 meters, with just, you know, you can imagine the views at those elevated heights just for miles. On some of the overlooks you can certainly see a good 75, maybe even 100 miles away. It was very clear yesterday, and wow, that warms the soul, I tell you. This is so nice. We're riding about 3/4 of this, and then we'd peel off down to Asheville for coffee before we start heading back, stopping at one of our favourites, which will be the Rusty Bike Cafe in Clayton. Take the Tiger Connector cross country to Helen and down to Dahlonega and Dawsonville before heading back home towards Roswell and Atlanta. But for now, well, this is heavenly, isn't it, really? Wouldn't you want to be on this road right now on your bike? I think you would. And as the day progresses, it's going to get very nice today. Temperature's going to be up in the 80s. It's going to be dry, sunny. So we have no complaints whatsoever, basically. And up ahead are twisties. What a surprise. Well, you know, I'm riding a little bit slower today because I have my wife on the back, but also because we've never ridden this road before. And you never know, the GPS will say a curve looks quite, you know, quite open, and you get on top of it and you find it's a real hairpin bend, and you don't really want any surprises when you're riding a road you haven't ridden before. So just because it looks like heaven, don't go bananas on it the very first time you ride it. Take your time to, it's like going to, you know, doing a track day. If you go to a track day, you've never been to the track before, you might have seen it on TV, you might have studied it in the magazines, you may have played your computer games on it, whatever, but there's no substitute for actually riding the thing. And you need to go around that racetrack at a slow, steady pace and understand where to go and where to slow. And that, my friends, will stop you running off the track. Done a few track days myself. Mallory Park in Leicestershire. I've done Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire. Cadwell's probably my favourite. I have a bit of an affinity with Cadwell. I think it's because it was the very first place that I ever got my knee down on a CBR 600, and that was just after the mountain. So you get a bit nice wheelie over the mountain. If you're getting airborne, you're really going for it. And then through Hall Bends, the left-hander, got my knee slider down, an easy knee slider for the first time, and then at the right-hand hairpin just after that, on the very short back straight, I got my right knee down. So I love Cadwell. It's a bit of a dangerous circuit by modern standards, but it's very technical, with lots of elevation, lots of twists, and it's a very challenging circuit. And compared with Mallory, which is just like a letter Q, really, it's just like a big roundabout. It's much more fun. So we're getting closer to the point we're going to pick up the main highway now. The road is opening up a little bit. So I think I'm going to end the vlog. But thanks for joining me on this particular ride. And yeah, thanks very much everybody who's a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And you know, put your comments below. I try to answer as many comments as I can. Pretty busy guy, but I do my best, and I do appreciate your feedback, whether it's positive or not. Pretty little bridge. So you know, one final thing to say obviously is ride often, ride carefully, ride on.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate all your feedback and support for the Ride On channel. I hope you're already a Ride On subscriber, but if not, please subscribe straight away. And last but not least, ride often, ride carefully, ride on.